Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. Now today I have for you a Sylvan deck. Now I know I haven't posted a video in a really long time. I've been busy and I hadn't really had much time to play, but I did get to stream a lot, so hopefully you guys got to catch some of those streams. But anyway, we got a new mini box, and one of the archetypes in there is Sylvans, which is a plant archetype, and I'm having a ton of fun with this deck. Now it might look scary, especially the 14 monster to 6 spell and trap ratio, but the deck works very well. We're starting off with 3 Sylvan Komoshrumo. As you guys know, if you saw the pack opening, I was kind of salty about getting this card because I ended up getting 5 of them. But it's a great card, honestly. We're running Restart, and that is strictly because we have this card. You want to see this card in your opening hand more often than not, so we'll run 3 of them. When this card is flipped face up, it's a 2000 defense monster, so you can just set this in your turn. When it's flipped face up, you can choose a number from 1 to 5. 9 times out of 10 you're going to choose 5. There's really no point in milling less than that unless you're about to deck out or something like that. Then excavate that many cards from the top of your deck. Send any excavated plant type monsters to the graveyard. Also place the other cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. Now that in itself is really good because you can send your Rose Lovers to the grave. You can send any of your Sylvans to the grave, which you're going to get an effect from them hitting the grave with this effect. So you get 5 chances of getting some sort of effect in your grave, which is really good. And if it's sent to the grave, so if it can send a copy of itself, obviously, if you happen to excavate and send one of them to the grave, you get to destroy 1 spell or trap card on the field. So it's really good. It's not mandatory, so if your opponent doesn't have any back row, you don't have to activate it. You choose to activate it or not. 3 Rose Lovers, because we want those in the grave so we can special summon our monsters. Namely, you want your Sylvan Hermitry. This is what you want to special summon. But sometimes, you know, if you're able to clear your opponent's field via Hate Grenade, and then maybe your Martial Leaf, which destroys a card, destroys a monster when it hits the grave with a Sylvan effect. You can use Rose Lover to special summon, you know, a Flower Knight or another Martial Leaf, anything that's going to give you lethal during that turn. Now Hermitry is really cool. If you excavate this card using any of your Sylvan's effect, you get to look at the top 3 cards from your deck, and then you place them in any order. And that's really good because that helps you with your follow-up plays. If you do this before you summon Martial Leaf, which sends 2 cards from the top, excavates 2 cards, you know, you can choose what those cards are gonna be that you excavate if you set them up with Hermitry, and then you can get the effects going. So it's really good. Also, if you summon it, once it's on the field, you can activate the effect. If you happen to excavate a plant and you send that to the grave, and you get to draw a card. So it's really good. It's the boss monster pretty much of this archetype, at least the only one we have right now. We have Flower Knight. Flower Knight is here because he's a beater. Also, when you normal summon it, you excavate 1 card, which is not too great because you know, 1 card is not that good. But also, if you excavate this with another effect, you get to choose a Sylvan card from your deck, and then you place that on top of your deck. So that's another way you can set up your follow-up plays if you happen to excavate this. Martial Leaf, on summon, you get to excavate 2 of your cards, send any plants to the grave. More or less like the other monsters. So basically, this one sends 5, this one sends 1, and this one sends 2 of them. Well, 1 or 2, but most of the time you're going to choose 2. And if it's sent to the grave by one of the other Sylvan's effect, you get to destroy a monster, like I mentioned. We have Dark World Dealings, Dark Core, and Monster Reincarnation, which all serve more or less the same purpose, which is if we draw into Rose Lover and we have it in hand, how do we get it to the grave? We get it by using one of those 3 cards. Monster Reincarnation is so that you can get your boss back if you milled it. Dark Core, it's a great card. Discard 1 card and target 1 face-up monster in the field, banish that target. I want to start testing this because I feel like this card is going to be super strong, and you know, I like it a lot. And then the dealings, you know, like I said, you draw 1, you send 1 to the grave. 2 Hate Grenade, not Giant Grenade. Pretty standard. Return all set spell and traps. on the field to the hand. Now I did not get a third one, unfortunately. Even with the support of my amazing viewers, we did not get the third one yet, so I'm running just the two of them. But I feel like this card is really gonna impact the meta, especially because it's gonna hurt those burn and stall decks, and you guys will see in one of the duels actually. And then we have the one enemy controller for that spicy econ cheese that we always like. But pretty much the spell and trap lineup is up to you really, however you want to go about it. Those were just the cards that I saw working. At the beginning I was running Mirror Wall, I was running, you know, more enemy controllers, but the deck is very aggressive, so some of the times I would excavate those cards and then I couldn't do anything for the rest of the turn. So that's why the monster lineup is so heavy, and the spell, and we're only running spells so that you can use them right away if you need to. See, like right here I was still running the Mirror Wall, as you can see. But we went for restart. We're going up against Fire King restart, which is good. Beatdown is a little bit scarier. We have Sylvan Komushrumo. And like I said, this is perfect going first. I would have liked to go first in this situation, but even going second is fine because his Phoenix is going to destroy all of his monsters when he destroys the field spell, and I don't have any back row committed, so I don't have to worry too much about that. And for some reason my sound, I was like, why is my sound like that? I don't know how my voice got turned up that much, so sorry if that hurt your ears a little bit. But anyway, he goes for Card of the Soul. He's gonna search another Phoenix, which is fine. He did send a Yashka to the grave. Sets another monster. We're gonna see Phoenix once again, but I just went with the double Komushrumo. Now this is the cool thing. He attacks with Barong first instead of attacking with Phoenix, which means I'm gonna be able to keep both of my monsters if I choose to. We're gonna excavate 5 cards. We can pop a spell right there. We can pop a monster. We see the Mirror Wall, and I was also trying Inverse Universe, but it didn't really work out. It never came up, so I just took it out. And then we have a Sylvans. So look at all these effects. Now I went ahead and destroyed the Phoenix so that I could keep one of my monsters on the field. I pretty much knew that this was gonna be a Wall Tornado, since we did see 2 of them whenever he used Restart. So we're gonna pop the Wall Tornado. He's gonna destroy my Sylvan monster, and that's fine. He can't attack this one anymore. We're gonna use Dark Core, get that Rose Lover in the graveyard, banish the Barong. We're gonna summon Marshall Leaf, and I summoned this first before activating Komushrumo because I had already seen these 2 cards. Remember, I got to set up the top 3 cards of my deck using Hermitry's effect, so I wanted to get those to the bottom of my deck. That way I had a higher chance of milling another Marshall Leaf to get rid of that monster and then go for the LTK from there. With a special summon Hermitry, we see the Marshall Leaf, pop that monster, another Fire King avatar, doesn't matter. We got enough to finish the game. And I got an enemy controller from Hermitry's effect. I'm sorry if I'm pausing a lot, but it's, you know, I feel like there's a lot to explain. It kind of sucks that one of the more important aspects of the deck is setting up your follow-up plays whenever your Hermitry hits the grave, and the replay doesn't really show that, so that's why I'm gonna try to pause and explain a little bit of what I try to do. We got a Yami Yugi, 22 card deck, Yami Yugi. Restart, once again, we're trying to get that Mushroom. I'm gonna call him Mushroom, Mushroom. And then we see that it's some sort of burn. We have backup squad and a set. Go ahead and summon my Flower Knight. Flower Knight is gonna send Hermitry to the grave, and then I rearrange my deck. We see the death counter blow, and that's fine. I wanted to save my Hate Grenade for when I could go for game. That's why I didn't activate it right there. We're gonna see another set. I'm gonna set my Komushrumo because I've seen, remember, I've seen the 3 cards on the top of my deck because of Hermitry. So I set up this play. We're gonna send another Komushrumo. We're gonna send Rose Lover, and we get to send Marshall Leaf. So here I was gonna go for game. I destroy the backup squad. No need to worry about the face down because I have the Tornado. Unfortunately for me, this is a win Kuribo, so my turn pretty much ended. There's no reason to, you know, keep going. I couldn't damage it just then. Now he has 2 sets. We activate Hatred Grenade, summon Flower Knight. This doesn't really matter. I have the Rose Lover in the grave. That's gonna let me special summon my Hermitry. And there we go. That's the game, my boys. First I tested for the Sphere Kuribo, didn't see anything, and then went ahead and attacked with Hermitry. And this is why I love Hatred Grenade. I hope that everyone starts running just 2 of them, 2 to 3 of them, and then we finally see the extinction of the burn decks. Because that is those duels are just not fun at all. If you guys watch some of my streams, there was times where one duel, because we got matched up against burn, went for like 30 minutes, and nobody wants to go through that. We have a Rex Raptor. I don't use restart because I have my Komushrumo, so I just set that in my turn. We're gonna see Black Brachios, and this actually plays into my favor. I was hoping to mill Komushrumo and destroy the field spell, that way he couldn't get over my monster. Unfortunately, I'm not that lucky, and this is where I realized that I had too much spell and trap cards in this duel. We're gonna excavate 3 of them. There we see the mirror wall. That doesn't help me at all. And we get 2 Hermitries. And then we have a Flower Knight. Martial Leaf is going to destroy the Salamandra. Unfortunately, I didn't get another Komushrumo. So I'm still going to lose him to this Black Brachios. But that's okay. Now, I put a card on the top of my deck using this guy's effect, Flower Knight. But then I rearranged my my cards because I wanted to send that to the grave instead of drawing it. So I put the enemy controller on top. Go for the Hatred Grenade. Martial Leaf is going to mill that Rose Lover. We're going to see the Martial Leaf that I put on top of the deck before so that I could mill it. Rose Lover is going to summon Flower Knight, and then we go for a bunch of damage. Unfortunately, no lethal because we didn't have a Hermitry. He doesn't go for the attack, just sets 2 back row. I go for the Econ take in the battle step. He didn't choose to activate any of these cards, so I don't know what they were. But pretty easy win against Rex. And we have a Tea. And this was just the first Sylvan idea that I came up with. I might keep playing with them because I'm having a ton of fun with the archetype. So if you have any suggestions on, you know, how to change the deck or something, some other deck you want to see, definitely leave it down in the comments. Once again, we have the Komushrumo, so no need to go for restart, and we have Dark World Dealing, so we have a way of putting Rose Lover into the grave. We see Flower Knight, we see Rose Lover, we see Hermitry, and we see another Flower Knight. So this is really cool because I'm gonna get to put any monster I want on the top of the deck and then rearrange it with Hermitry so that I don't have to draw it, you know, necessarily. And that's pretty much what I do. I set up to where my Hermitry is on top of the deck so I can draw it with Dark World Dealings. Send my Martial Leaf, and again, it doesn't show it, and it really sucks. But all of this was set up with my Hermitry. I knew I was gonna draw into this. I knew I was gonna mill Rose Lover and Martial Leaf using Martial Leaf's effect. So I was going for game here. See the Rose Lover, he can't activate any of those traps. I'm not sure what they were. I'm assuming they were feint plans, and you know, once I destroy the Hero Shadow Scout, nothing she could do. And then the last soul is going to be a Mako. Sorry about all the pausing again. I feel like this video was longer than it needed to. But with a Mako, this is the Golden Flying Fish deck, which is very popular right now. And they went first, which is a little unfortunate. Had I gone first, I would have been able to keep my Komushrumo on the field, allegedly. But we're gonna see the princess. So I knew my monster was gonna get destroyed. He goes for the back row first, so I just chain the enemy controller to not take any life point damage. We're gonna see a token, and then my monster's gonna get destroyed. Sad life. So now I summon my Martial Leaf. We're gonna see Rose Lover off the top of the deck, which is great. So we're gonna be able to special summon our Hermitry. Hermitry is gonna excavate another card. Flower Knight goes to the grave, and I pick up Hey True Nate, which is a perfect draw, you know, with Hermitry. I go ahead and activate it right now, so that I can guarantee destroy the golden flying fish. We're gonna see triple back row once again. Activate Hermitry, trying to fish for another True Nate. Unfortunately, that was on top of the deck. It needed to be the second card, but that's okay. I was able to set up my follow-up plays right here, using my Silver Knight and my Hermitry's effect, in case, you know, I didn't get game here. But once again, it's not something that I can show. So I might do some live duels with this, so you guys kind of see what I'm talking about. But we see the powerful Rebirth. I attack through it, not really caring about the bluff, because like I said, I had a really strong follow-up play for the next turn, and turns out the other back row wasn't anything he could activate. So we get the win, nice and easy. And yeah, this deck, it really works, and a lot of it is because of restart. So you know, if you see a horrible brick, you can always activate restart. 6 spells. Maybe balance would work too, because you would guarantee 1 spell and trap and then 3 monsters. But so far it was working with restart for me. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description. I'll log my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. Really appreciate that. And until next time.